Many thanks to all of my students for joining this class. Today we shall read a very fine poem of John Keats, The Poetry of Earth. John Keats thought that poetry comes naturally like the leaves of trees. Same kind of words we find in Spenser, look in thy heart and write. Keats' poetry didn't come as a spontaneous outburst of uncontrolled emotion. Of all the romantic poets, he was the most finished artist, conscious artist, and romantic artist. Do you know the meaning of the word romantic to poetry? I just tell you something about it. The essence of poetry is really very interesting to us. The essence of romance in poetry is mystery. The woods, the woody dale, the leafy glen, the forest path which leads one knows not whither, are romantic. Apart from these, it is the addition of strangeness to beauty. In a word, beauty mystic. Once, lingua Latin was the royal language of Rome, and lingua Romania was spoken there as local language. The simple man spoke in local language. It was known as Romanica. We get the word Romanish from the word Romanica, and the word Romanica comes from Romanish. Language is just like the flow of a river, always goes to the front side, to the forward. In all French, we have find a word romance, which becomes romance in French language, and finally in Spanish it becomes romance. In such a way we have got it. In our Bengali literature, R.N. Tagore likes John Keats much more than other British poets. As a poet, Keats put his most considered and mature principles into practice in life. He was not a worshipper of nature like William Wordsworth. He was not a reformer like P.B. Shelley. He was out and out a pure poet. To him, A thing of beauty is joy forever. This is the keynote of his poetry. A critic, it seems to be Matthew Arnold, remarks John Keats was number one poet except Shakespeare. Some says he is a master poet except Shakespeare. To John Keats, beauty was the moving principle in his life. A religion of his life. His sensuousness is concerned not only with his eyes, but with all his five senses: smell, taste, touch, sight, and sound. In his depth, we find the expression of nature and her color, scent, touch, and pulsing music, etc. His attention to the nature is really well known to us. It is very, very deep. A line must be mentioned to you to express this. A noiseless noise among the leaves never escapes his attention. Let us see how this happened. Keats doesn't want to be a poet in his life. He wants to be a very, very popular medicine expert, a medicine professional. He came in close contact with his school friend, merely, I call him CQ. That means Charles Cowden Clark, who advises him to read extensively the works of Edmund Spenser and John Milton. And following his advice, he started to read the works of Edmund Spenser and John Milton, and then he started writing poetry very easily.